Hey there, everybody. Franklin Taggart here with the coffee break. A little bit late on a Saturday. Still have a little bit of coffee going on, though. Waiting for my son to finish up at the homecoming dance. So it's a little bit of a later night for me, and I'll be going to pick him up right around 11 o'clock. Anyhow, here's what's on my mind today. I've run into a couple of folks in the last little while who have been asked, they've asked me about participating in Facebook groups and other networking groups and things like that. And I'm a big fan of networking. I enjoy networking with people. And it's something that I do probably on average of a couple of times a week. That said, one of the things that kept coming up for at least one of them, and maybe both, was that they felt like that in the networking groups that they were showing up in, that there were too many people that were kind of in the same line of work as they were. Like a lot of them found out, a couple of them, a couple of the networking opportunities were networking opportunities just for coaches. Well, the person who was putting that networking group together is a coach who wants to work with other coaches. And they were setting it up, as a lead generation opportunity for themselves. Not a problem. But just understanding that going into that environment, if you are a coach that's not working with other coaches, then is that really the right place for you to spend your time? And then the other person that I was talking with on a similar topic was talking about that she had been attending a lot of authors' online groups, networking groups, mixers, and things like that. And one of the things that she felt was that a lot of the people that were coming to those groups, really, they weren't interested in the direction that she was going in, and that she didn't feel like she had a lot in common with the other people who attended, other than the fact that they were all writing and trying to publish or self-publish. And one of the things that came out of that conversation for me was that, if she's looking for people to become readers of her book, I don't think she's looking in the right place. If she's looking for, peer networking and opportunities maybe to, do workshops with other writers, maybe that's a great place for her to show up. But one of the things that we talked about is that, as an author, her priority is really finding readers. And so what we talked a lot about was, are the groups that you're attending on Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else online or in the real world, are those groups for people who are, potential readers? Or is it a group of other writers? And it got me to thinking a little bit about some of the experiences that I've had, both in music and in coaching. For a couple of years back in the 90s, I lived in Nashville, and I really thought that Nashville was going to be my permanent home. I love songwriting, and Nashville was one of the places that was both one of the most inspiring places to be, and one of the places where a person can get very disheartened because there are so many people that are, trying to get the same opportunities. Like, there are thousands of songwriters in Nashville, and there are only a handful at a time of people who are producing new recordings, who are going to be looking for songs. And so one of the things that was really tricky is that there were always songwriters around in Nashville, and they were always looking for, opportunities to get their songs in front of people. And one of the most popular ways was to attend a songwriter's night. Well, one of the things that I found very interesting was that the songwriters who had actually gotten signed to publishers' deals, most of them didn't come out to the songwriters' nights very much unless they were a featured artist. There were a handful that, maybe they had just gotten signed or they had just gotten a publishing deal and they started to come. But for the most part, the most successful writers that I met in Nashville didn't come to those kinds of networking experiences. They didn't need to. And yet there were, hundreds of us that would show up every night for the songwriters' nights and, get up and play our 3 songs and hear everybody else's songs. We had a lot of support going on and a lot of competition going on with each other. But that was also for the people who were at the stage that I was at. That was how we learned. And so one of the things that I would look at is like, in the networking that you're doing, is there an opportunity there to learn? Is there an opportunity there for you to gain another level or two of mastery in the craft that you have? Whether that's coaching or business or art or whatever it is. Is there a chance there for you to learn something to improve your mastery of the craft that you're in? If so, there's value in being there. Just understanding that, you may not find any paying customers there, but you may find skills there that can lead to more paying customers down the road. The other thing that I noticed with the really successful songwriters in Nashville were they still had peer groups. But the peer groups, as they got better, as they got more, as they got more skilled in their craft, and as they developed more of a reputation for being a successful and a hit songwriter, it's like their circles tightened up quite a bit, and they still had a circle around them, or a circle that they worked with, but it was a lot smaller than when they had first started out. So the thing that I would say is that I've seen the same thing happen in the coaching world. I'm on a couple of coaching Facebook groups, and it's very interesting to be there because, you got 20,000 coaches trying to coach other coaches. And quite honestly, that scene gets kind of tiresome kind of fast. And a lot of it is that, if you're trying to coach other coaches, there are a lot of coaches trying to do that. And I don't see it going anywhere for most of the folks who participate in there. I certainly don't find a lot of opportunity there. The kinds of opportunities that I have found in the larger coaching groups online tend to be collaborations. Sometimes I have to say that I've gotten a couple of referrals from some of the coaching groups that I participate in. But by and large, the bulk of my customer base is not there. My client base is in other areas, right? So one of the things that I look at is that I'm looking for people who are finishing a record album or starting a record album or starting or finishing a book or getting ready to do a launch of their new Amazon publication, or someone who is getting ready to promote their upcoming gallery show or their upcoming studio tour. I try to find those places to network because those are the people that I want to serve them. So I don't feel like that my time is wasted when I'm in those circles. When I'm in circles with other coaches, I don't know how much I'm getting out of that other than just kind of noticing that everybody's kind of, straining to be visible in that circle. More power to them. I'm not going to judge that, but I am going to say that if you're really looking for your customers, you might want to look outside of your peer realm. Unless you are going to be a coach of coaches, try to change it up a little bit and don't hang out. Don't hang out with exclusively just other coaches. That's probably not going to help you in the way that you want to be helped. So those are my 2 cents for tonight. Again, I don't have anything against being involved in peer networks. I think there's a place for them. And for those of us who are looking for clients and customers and audience, I think that we have to be a little bit more outside of our peer group in order to be successful. If you have any questions about that, just get in touch, would you? Just drop me a line at franklin@franklintaggart.com. I love to help people find their people. That's really the best job that I have, is really bringing you, your clients, customers, and audience together. Because I believe very strongly that for every one of us who's putting something out into the world, there are people out there who are looking for it. And a big part of the fun for me is, kind of, maybe I'm like the Scooby-Doo gang of helping people find their audience, their niche, their clients, their customers. Weird enough metaphor, but it's getting late. So anyhow, folks, I hope that you're having a good whatever it is where you are. I'll be back yet again tomorrow with another coffee break. And here's to homecoming dances. See ya very soon. So long.